So, Percy Jackson and the Chalice of the Gods.
Percy Jackson and Chalice of the Gods. Have you ever read any Percy Jackson books, by the way? Are you familiar with the universe whatsoever?
No, but I understand it anyway. I understand it. I watched the film.
This is like, the film was shocking, which is why they even, do you know what? I heard an interesting story. The author, Riordan, he said he got down on both knees and begged them not to release that movie. When he saw the script, he said he begged on 2 knees.
Well, it's funny because some things from that film kind of related to this. So I think they spoke about flying boots or something like
Flying
that.
shoes,
Yeah, in the film, the guy who was one of their friends, betrayed them.
Yes.
And became, so it kind of was, it helped.
It did help, like, there was transferable things. Like, obviously, it wasn't a complete, the problem with the movie, not talk about it for too much, but the problem with the movie was that they basically wasn't loyal to the source material, for example. So do you remember, this is probably a random thing to remember, do you remember, like, roughly how old the actors looked? Like, how old the characters were in that movie? How old would you say they were? Like, roughly based on memory.
What, 1920?
Percy's 12 in that book.
Oh, okay.
And all his friends are roughly the same age. They're all 12. Like, Grover was just randomly black, for example. They just made Grover black.
Yeah, well, it's got to be, inclusivity and all of that.
You can be inclusive, but it's like they just made him black. And then he started cracking jokes. As soon as they made him black, he started cracking jokes. Turning to Chris Tucker, just for no reason.
Yeah. So, my first question, answer me this, please.
Yeah.
Because I don't like this fantasy stuff. I don't like it.
You don't like fantasy in general, or do you don't like this particular brand of
I think I just don't like fantasy in general, because it's just... It's not creative. It's not creative enough. It's like a poor attempt at being creative. Why does Percy Jackson go to college?
That's a good question.
Like, why are you going to... You're a god. You're a demigod. You're very, very powerful. Demigods are banned because they're too powerful, apparently.
Literally.
Why are you going to college? That's the whole premise of the whole book.
Yeah, literally.
Why are we going to college?
But the funny thing is, it takes a bit of backstory to understand, like, why he's going to college. He's literally living he's trying to live a normal life. It's literally what he's doing. His whole thing is just live a normal life. Why does anybody go to college?
No.
What does he want to do with his life?
Well, exactly. Why?
Why does anybody go to college?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
We ain't got powers.
Okay,
we are not powerful.
What does he want to do with his life?
We need to work to make money.
Okay, but sometimes people want to go to college to do something they might be interested in. Study law, for example, if they want to be a lawyer. Okay, cool. Yes, money's the motivation for everything. But listen, bro, this guy's broke. He's living in that 1-bedroom apartment.
There's
or whatever.
so much things he could do.
He could, but his dad don't give a shit about him. No, and none of their dads give a shit about him.
What I'm trying to say is, he could use his talents for money. He could go join a fucking circus. He could be a magician. He could sell out fucking stadiums full. And make loads of money. This is like, if we were to get creative with it, he could just go and rob a bank. He could literally go and rob a bank. He could mug someone. He wouldn't even need to. He could be security. He could be the head security of an organisation. He could be a personal security guard.
He's fucking 16, bro. He don't know what he wants to do. He doesn't know what he wants to do.
Well,
you're thinking about this from the perspective of someone who's like, how do you again? You're thinking of the perspective of someone who's an adult who's thinking, yes, what can I get out of this capitalism world? He's 16, bro. He wants to figure out what he wants to do. Was you smart at 16?
Yeah, but you don't need to go to college for that. You don't need to go to college for that.
Did you go to college at 16?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? 16-year-olds go to college. What they do.
All right.
16-year-olds go to college.
All right. Whatever you want to do, if you have that much power, you get... And you have that much...
proper banking,
No. Listen, if you want to do something, you think about the best way to do it. And the best way to do it is to have a 1-to-1 student to teacher. Why are you going to college for? Like, why are you going to college? Anyway, let's move on. We've been on this too long.
Yeah, we could go on all day about the school system. School, yada.
1-to-1. Listen, you're rich, you're powerful. He's not rich, he's very, very powerful. You think, okay, I want to be a lawyer. I don't know why. But yeah. 1-to-1. Get in a fucking teacher, teach you 1-to-1. Why am I going to college for?
I think you're overanalyzing. Bro, he's 16, bro. He doesn't know what he's doing.
16.
Going to college. Like, for example, there is a college for
my
people...
man said, my son's a demigod and he's going to college. I'd be like, what are you fucking doing? You're supposed to rule over these humans. Shit, bro. Listen, go and do something. You could change the course of history. You could change the course of history. You could change us from capitalism to communism if you wanted to.
They offered him the chance to be a god and he turned it down.
Yeah, well...
So clearly, this is not a guy that's thinking, how can I maximise what I can get out of this life? They offered the chance to be a god. They did offer him to rule over these humans. They literally said, do it. Become a god. Rule over humans. He said, no thanks.
because of my girlfriend.
That's literally.
My girlfriend. Oh, you fucking idiot. Probably gonna get the knots hanging up. She's gonna go to college. That'll bring you see a different side of him then. Go on then.
I originally thought the narrator was just being purposefully tongue-in-cheek and sarcastic to be funny, but then I realised a big part of his character development is ADHD. He's got ADHD, because all the demigods have ADHD. And
has it always been like that, or is that a new development?
No,
inclusivity.
No, he has. It's always from the beginning. From the beginning, all the demigods have ADHD, and the reason why we know that is because Rick Riordan literally said in the interview he created it for his ADHD nephew. The whole reason he even created the character in the first place.
Should ask, does the nephew read the books? No.
Imagine his nephew doesn't read the books. At least
I can't read. Dyslexic.
At least we could have cut that. That.
Maybe that was a bit much. Oh. That's it. For my lord.
Yeah.
You go. All right. A sip from the chalice would grant them immortality. Hello, can you stop reading my notes? Let me say it. A sip from the chalice would grant them immortality. And you're still doing it. To use the word grant seems like it's a gift for something good. Who wants to be immortal?
Well, that's a good question, but again...
It's like saying I'm going to grant you I don't know what I was going with that.
What?
No. I was gonna say I'm gonna grant you a job to be a dustbin truck.
Okay, it's not like that.
Dustbin, like you can't grant something. Like that, you can't grant. No. But what I'm saying is you can't grant somebody. I'm gonna grant you my rubbish, Joseph. Like you can't grant someone something that's rubbish. No one. Who wants to be immortal? Like who really wants to be immortal?
Okay, first of all, not only are you overanalyzing this, why wouldn't you want? Okay, I know why you wouldn't want to be immortal. I know why I wouldn't want to be immortal. But like, for the purposes of this story,
because you might need to die.
Maybe.
No one wants to be immortal because you would see all your friends and family die and everybody you've ever known die. Why do you want to do that? And every time you meet somebody, you know,
some people don't care. Want to be immortal with it. Want to live forever.
Yeah, but it would you would just be miserable.
To be fair, none of the gods really seem miserable. They seem like they're chilling, innit?
What? What about Ganymede?
Bro, you know why he was miserable though. He was miserable because he could get fired. That's why he was miserable. Which he should get fired, to be fair. But anyways, we'll get into that. I put, so far all the gods we've seen, Poseidon and Ganymede, both seem to be self-absorbed and wrapped up in themselves. There's no reason why their species is hated so much in this universe. Their species is hated, by the way.
Universe? In the world?
I mean, in the universe of the Percy Jackson universe. Oh, like, just across all the books.
I was going to say, we ain't heard nothing about... No.
Yeah, they can't really have this and then go out with... Nah, you can't have too much going on at once. That's too much. So what, you want to bring in time travel as well? Then maybe you want to bring in...
Well, this is the problem with fantasy. Do it or don't do it. How are you... These gods, these are the greatest things, and like you don't know nothing about the moon, Mars, and all the other planets, and no, we're just
they're named after the planets as well.
Well,
all the planets are named after them. I can't remember which one it goes.
Percy Jackson could have subcontracted the quest work since he was so busy with college.
He even said he thought Ganymede was going to subcontract the drinks business to him. So he even knows what subcontracting is. He was aware enough to even think it was going to happen to him, and he didn't do it to somebody else.
It's just that...
Ridiculous.
But he should be doing these quests as his day job, though. That's what he should be doing. Fuck college. You should be getting paid for that. Doing these quests. You got a business there. You're good.
That's exactly what he should be doing. But he doesn't want to work for these guys. He will work for these people.
He wants to work for humans instead.
Exactly. So, there you go. Stupid. He's half human. Come on.
He's half stupid.
He might be whole stupid, to be fair. To be fair, when you have the kind of power he's got, you don't need brains. You literally do not need to be smart when you have that level of power.
Well, seaweed brain.
Yeah, it's literally.
Yeah.
He's literally got seaweed for brains. I put, not sure why Percy doesn't just threaten to tell Zeus that Ganymede lost his cup in exchange for a recommendation letter. This story would be over before it even began. It's exactly what I would have done, bearing in mind. As soon as he said I lost my cup, literally be like, write me the letter or I'm telling.
That's
roll credits.
I didn't have that.
Roll credits.
I don't think of that.
This guy said, what I'm going to do is basically acquiesce to the demands, spend this whole book
and also
running around town.
was threatening him too. Oh, you better get this.
I literally would have been like, did you, like... Bro, that's my uncle, you know. This is his uncle. I'll ring him now. He said, I'll ring him.
You should just say, on your knees. What why are you laughing for? That wasn't the zipper. The writer is fixated with inserting tiny details that I can't see how they benefit the story. Can you stop? Wait. Stop reading my notes. Stop reading my... I don't know what's with you today.
All right,
no, I haven't finished.
I'm just going to read my notes while you read your notes. Go on. I'm just going to read my next one.
Nails were painted day glow yellow. A piece of tissue stuck to his beard like a tiny ghost. The chickens looked like they would have said, if we were dinosaurs, we'd totally tear you up. You know, all of these details, they're weird, and it's like, it's not helping the story.
That's how ADHD people think. They notice weird things. They describe things in weird ways.
Right.
So it's like, if he's going to sell Percy as this ADHD guy, and he just turns out to be some normal person that says he has ADHD, people with ADHD are not going to feel included. They're going to feel like they're being represented by someone that doesn't actually understand what it's like to be them.
But this is the thing, right? It didn't seem like it was a point of view story. Was it Percy's point of view? It just seemed like it was a story.
It seemed to me like it was the diary of Percy Jackson, chronicled and written and performed by Percy Jackson. Basically, where he's just telling you about his chronicling his adventures or his daily life.
But did it seem like it already happened?
What, as in he's talking about something that happened?
Yeah, it didn't. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
It's weird.
But it wasn't point of view. If it was point of view,
it wasn't like I did. No, wait, it was. No, yeah, no, it was. It was first person. It was literally first person. Yeah, it was first person point of view.
Well, I've put in one of the previous books we read. The intricate details were there for a reason. So I think one of the first books we read, I don't even know if it was actually, but it said I could tell he was in deep thought as he rolled the rice grain between his finger and the table. You know, like that was that kind of. That's for a reason, but all this other stuff. But if you're saying...
Well, that's what I took it to mean. Like, he wants to put us inside the mind of a person with ADHD. Obviously, we don't have ADHD, so it's obviously going to be a foreign concept to us. So you're thinking, why is he noticing all these weird things, describing them in weird ways? I feel like that's what ADHD people are like. They describe things in weird ways. They notice weird things that aren't really that important. And it's a reason why he's actually such a popular author. Because people with ADHD read his books and they're like, oh my God, I say things like that.
It's not helping them, though, is he?
What was he going to do? Fix? What was he going to do? Cure diseases? He's going to be a doctor now. I put, Ganymede lost an item that turns mortals into gods. He should definitely be fired for that. I'd be fired for that. I've been fired for less.
Yeah, but if humans are inferior, and gods respect gods, why would we not want to make everybody gods?
Because that now, who are you superior to? If you're a god, who are you superior to? If everybody's a god now.
So is the whole point of being a god to be superior, or is it to just enjoy the power that you have?
No, it is to literally to be superior. That's why they need, like in this universe, they need prayers.
Why don't they get rid of some gods then? Because the more gods you get rid of, the more valuable they are.
What, get rid of immortals?
Oh yeah.
Once it's done, it's done, bro.
So it's what? So they can be imprisoned. Is that how they?
Well, yeah, it's fantasy. It always comes down to that. To be fair, it always comes down to we couldn't kill them, so we had to trap them, only for them to escape in like set amount of years, so we can have another book.
Later,
Yeah,
so it's only fit there.
Atlas. You've heard about Atlas, right?
No.
They trapped him under the holding up the weight of the sky. The guy holding up the weight of the sky from the Greek myth Atlas. Never heard of that? Well, they trapped him holding up the weight of the sky. That's literally what they did. So I don't know how one acquires the weight of the sky to put on somebody's back, but yeah, look it up. That's how they trapped him.
I will not.
But yeah, he should be fired for that. How did he not get fired immediately for that?
Well, he didn't get found out, did he? Or was he not reading?
I don't know how they didn't find out, first of all. Because he said, what did he say? He said, no, it happened in the last century or something like that. This guy's been doing what this whole time? He was like, oh, it was a century ago. Just coming to this now?
Go on.
Unlike our last podcast, which was the Hunger Games one, I'm actually familiar with Percy Jackson. One thing I've always found about it was that it's set in New York. I have nothing against New York. I've never been there, but it seems like every single show, TV series, or movie happens to be set in New York. You'd think it was the only city in America. I'm sure there are people in Oklahoma and Chicago too, just all over the place.
Mate, well, it
must be a piss take to be from them places to see every single fucking movie set in New York. Where's Spider-Man from? Where's the Avengers from? Where's the Fantastic Four from? Where's Men in Black? Futurama is even set in New York. It's 1,000 years in the future, and they still managed to find their way to New York somehow. Everywhere's in New York.
Well, I had a problem with that. I said later on, I would have expected the quest to take them all over the globe instead of just
Manhattan.
Everything was just down the road, you know,
Yeah,
train ride away. How convenient for these school kids that they could get there and then get back to class.
Literally. Yeah, to be fair, this
Creativity is
this specific one that Rick Riordan wrote, it's like he's read so many Percy Jackson books by now. He's literally just writing for the sake of it at this point. He's just writing because people want more, innit? Like, there's no real more stories to tell. He's done everything. Remember what he was saying to his dad? He said, I helped you fight this, I helped you fight that, and I did this, and I did that, and I killed whatever. He's done everything, man. He's doing side quests. That's what these are, side quests. Literally side quests. Like when you complete GTA and you're just driving around.
Any reason at all why they took the word of Phoebe, who's the god of youth or nostalgia? I don't know.
Youth and nostalgia, yeah.
They just took her. They just took her word for it that she didn't steal the cup, and went off on a wild goose chase to the farmers market. They just took her. She said, "Oh no, I didn't steal the cup, but you know, go to the farmers market. You might." Blah blah blah. And they were like, "Okay."
What else are they gonna do? They can't force her. They can't strong arm her.
Yeah. So why go there?
Well, they had to, innit? He sent them there. That was the quest. That was the job. That was literally the job. And immediately, they gave away the one thing he told them not to give away. Literally. But I had a huge problem with that.
She guessed it.
I had a huge problem with that. I said, I don't care if you're a god, sea monster, magician, whatever. Nobody is guessing that on the first try. Nobody.
What?
Nobody would guess straight away. Ganymede lost his cup. And you're here to find it. And you're accusing. Nobody would get. She guessed every single thing perfectly.
No, I don't think. I think that makes sense.
Why?
Because if you're going around asking about the cup, that means they must be God.
Didn't even ask about the cup. They literally said, have you spoken to Ganymede recently? She said, he sent you here. You lost his cup. You're here to find it. Boom. Done. They didn't mention the cup.
Okay.
They didn't say anything. They said his name, Ganymede. She said, boom, he lost his cup, didn't he? She said, that fucker lost his cup, didn't he? Started laughing. I also found it weird that she decided to name us what heebie-jeebies, which I was just like, why do these gods that are supposed to be thousands of years old, why do they have like such modern senses of humour? Why do you find that funny? If you're a 2,000-year-old deity, why is that funny to you? Calling your sport heebie-jeebies after yourself. Why is that? That's not even funny to me.
I put boring and very uncreative, that once again the fantasy world cannot incorporate technology. Demigods can't use some phones for some made up bullshit reason. Why can't a writer tackle the technology issue and creatively figure out a way for magic and tech to coexist? Is it that difficult?
I don't know if it's difficult, but it presents like magic is already like, if you have magic, you're already at such a huge advantage in the world that it makes it difficult. Like, why am I reading this book? Like, what is it about this book that's going to make me think you're not going to achieve your ends? You have magic. You literally have powers. So they need a way to, like, nerf them, almost. And technology is the thing that they always draw for.
I think they don't know how to make them coexist and write it into the story. Because if a demigod had a phone, they could use their magical powers to make their bank accounts.
Yeah, see, things like that.
Zeros appear. And then it's just like...
Magic is you're already too powerful. You're already too powerful. So now imagine if you have unfettered access to the entire technological...
yeah, it wouldn't work for the story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they need to nerf them somehow.
But then it's just uncreative. They should tackle it.
I said that as well. Somebody needs to tackle it, to be fair. Maybe I will. But I literally said, like, it's always a thing. It's been in every Percy Jackson book, by the way. Oh, demigods can't have cell phones. But it's a thing where they need... We need a problem. We need to give our characters a problem. We need for them to struggle, basically. Like, life can't be too easy for them. I can't believe there's such things as problems in this world if you have magic and technology.
Yeah, well, I think it's okay. I just want to make it clear. I don't think it's a case of the writer needing to nerf them. I think it's a case of the writer thinking, that's a headache to write them in to be able to use technology, because it wouldn't make sense for the storyline, because they don't need... if Percy Jackson had a phone, right, and he could use his magical powers and make things happen, it would make it even more obvious, like, why is he going to college? Why is he doing this bullshit? There's no point of doing all of this. But
we always rip on the main characters who seem overpowered or too good at anything. So it's only fair we talk about something. I've always thought in regard to this particular main character, Percy is ridiculously powerful.
Even for a demigod, don't see any of his powers ever.
We don't really see his powers properly, but he's ridiculously powerful. He has the ability to manipulate water. Even without that, he's probably in a league of his own. But with it, the possible applications are literally limitless. That's probably why they had to make him a little bit, not dumb, but they had to make him Annabeth the smart one. in a sense of like the Hermione of the group, in the sense that she would survive just fine without them, but they would both be dead without her because he's far too powerful. He can't be smart as well because water is indestructible and impossible to contain forever. So that basically makes him invincible.
For some reason, I didn't talk about the chicken scene.
Yeah.
Well, I've got this. Yeah, I put this. I'm finding this book very difficult to read. It's not all terrible. I found the scenes with the chickens interesting and creative.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That was just strange.
It was very strange, but I liked how it ended. I liked how it ended up.
Weird, you know.
It was weird.
And the details, the attention to details in terms of the way the mind of a child works. You know, the way when they got made into children and they started saying, "You're a meanie" and stuff like that.
Yeah, literally. No, that was definitely clever. That was definitely clever. And like I said, it's all about giving these super powerful characters, because let's not forget, they have godly powers. It's about giving them problems, giving them struggles, things that they have to overcome, basically, problems to deal with. And affecting them mentally was definitely a clever way of like giving them a struggle to overcome.
Yeah. There's been some things that have made me laugh too. The problem is that there's definitely a missing element to the story. Suspense. There's been a million Percy Jackson books, we will know that he's always going to be alright no matter how perilous the situation is.
Pretty much, especially if it's a book named after him. It's got his name on the front cover.
Yeah, he's not going to die in the first chapter.
His own book. Your own book. So who's going to narrate it? Literally, who's going to narrate the rest of the book?
So that is the problem with the book. Maybe it's because it's from younger audiences. They can't really do anything too mad.
Be chefing up the main character.
Yeah, but he could lose a limb though.
That's true. You could do that.
Lose an eye.
Could lose something.
You could have killed the girlfriend though.
You could do that as well. The funny thing is, to be fair, she's a fan favourite. But like I said, there's been a million books and she's done everything
from the start.
Yeah, she was in the first book.
Were they together?
No. It was just, there was 12. Who's together? Who's got a girlfriend or boyfriend at 12? So what was it that made you laugh? You said.
Oh, I told you. It's just a little. Well, there's certain things coming further down actually.
Yeah.
But all right, let me just get to it. The River God sarcasm.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I thought he was a very, very good character. I thought it was 3D. I thought it was quite creative. And I said I would like to implement that sarcasm in real life. He was an asshole.
Yeah, literally.
He was an asshole.
To be fair, the minor gods typically are dickheads, just because they're not important, innit? You know about the 12 big ones, the main Greek gods, and then who cares about these lot?
And there's certain creative things in the story, like when Percy said, "Farewell, my friends, be good to each other." That was hilarious. You know when the snakes were chasing him?
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. It carried him away. The staff, whatever it was.
That thing, the iris.
Yeah, something carried him away, and he escaped. And he said, "Be farewell, my friends. Be good to each other." I thought it was very, very, very funny. And I said, for some reason, it feels like the book has been written in the past tense form. It's like Percy's telling us what happened instead of what is happening. He said the water was as clear as glass instead of the water is as clear as glass.
Okay.
This is why I got this.
Did you find conflicting tenses, or was it just that specifically made you?
No, that was an example, because I told you I felt like it was past tense. It didn't feel like he was taking us through the story. It's almost like it happened. I don't know. That's just the feeling I got.
Well, to be fair, if it says was, then that's definitive, isn't it? Was is pretty definitive that it is past tense. I found a couple of things that made me laugh as well, to be fair, when Percy mentioned he had a teacher called Mr. Christ, but they were too scared to ask what his first name was. Because like it's kind of like there's gods in his book already, so he's kind of like dropping, or we go to Christianity next. He's done Norse already, he's done Egyptian. Do you remember? We had that book once that we read when we was little about Egyptian mythology. It was yours. It was literally yours. There's one upstairs, I'll show you.
What, Rick Riordan?
Yeah.
Percy Jackson?
It's not Percy Jackson, it's from the universe of Percy Jackson. It was Carter Kane.
Carter
Kane. That's the same universe, you know.
Yeah.
Carter and Percy have met in a book a while back.
I don't remember anything from the story though. I remember
You just remember vaguely reading it. I
remember the front of the cover and it was like sunburnt orange.
Yeah, no, literally. But yeah, I found it funny just because, not only because he was like dropping a little Easter egg that maybe we might be about to move into a new like Christianity maybe, but because he's just like, you know, his teacher's name is Mr. Christ. When I was in cadets, I had a teacher called Mr. Noble, and I used to call him Mr. Nobles. He hated that.
See, this is another thing, right? They have gods,
Yeah.
that are real.
Yeah.
And there's no... We don't talk about what effect they have on people.
So what do you mean? Like how?
The people don't believe in the mythology. You know, they don't live their lives in a way like... You know, there's no philosophy.
So what? There's no... Most people don't even know about them.
This is what I'm saying. Nobody knows about them.
So only the small community of demigods,
gods, yeah.
and then the monsters who are just about,
people
I guess.
who live their lives, you know, what do they believe in?
What do you believe in? What does anyone believe in?
But they in this story, the gods are real.
Yeah.
You know, in our story, we don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're one of the people that are just living their lives.
But yeah, so the gods are there and they want to be worshipped, but they hide in the shadows. Doesn't make any sense. People don't even pray to them.
What it is because, like I said, there's an Egyptian one. Rick Ryan's written about Norse mythology as well. He's written about Roman mythology as well. And there's gods from all of those universes, and it's like they don't clash. For example, this side of America might be the Romans are chilling over here, so we can't really go over there because this is the Greek side. This is the Roman side. The Egyptians are over there. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like gang war. It's like postcode wars even.
So is Jesus real in here?
I don't know. We're about to find. It might be his teacher. It might be his fucking teacher. That, he said. That might have been him.
It's just too confusing. It's confusing and it doesn't make any sense.
I think it makes sense because they're just not clashing, in it. There's different gods from different mythologies, all living in America. I don't know why they picked America, but living in America, and they're just not clashing.
So the only difference,
because you know what happens after they clash? War. That's what happens.
War of the Gods.
Literally, War of the Gods, which would probably actually make a good movie. To be fair, all in clashing.
Sounds like Avengers.
To be fair, anything with anyone assembling ever is going to sound like Avengers.
No, the reason why I say that is because it's a film full of overpowered individuals fighting to the death.
Very few of them are actually overpowered, you know. Do you know what's funny about that? Very few of them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Hulk's overpowered.
Hulk's not even overpowered.
Hulk's not overpowered.
Compared to some of them, Hulk's not one of the overpowered
Vision
ones.
isn't overpowered.
That's why I said one of the few. That's why I said they're two of the few.
Even Iron Man's overpowered.
Not really, you know.
Iron Man from Iron Man 1 is overpowered. They've made him progressively crapper as he's gone on. His suits are like paper.
He's actually gotten better as he's gone on. His suits have got more advanced.
More advanced, but they're like paper.
There was always, bruv, look at the first one he made in that cave.
Alright,
look at that one.
We're getting off topic.
Yeah, no.
You're wrong.
No, look, Hawkeye. Come on.
Yeah, but
see what I'm saying.
Yeah, but alright, we'll get off topic.
Yeah, I was a bit iffy on how quickly Hebe deduced Percy and his friends' mission, like immortal deity or not. People do not guess shit like that from essentially nothing. They said Ganymede. Straight away, she deduced the whole plot. I was like, you should actually be doing this. You should be doing this quest. You'd be really good at this.
I ain't even got that much left.
Yeah, me neither.
I said, oh yeah, and they failed the mission because it wasn't cruelty free. They scared the hell out of the river god. It's cruel to put the fear of Zeus into somebody. You see what I did there?
I see.
That's what they kept doing. Oh, yeah. Instead of saying like God Almighty, Zeus Almighty.
Yeah, and they'll say, oh my gods, things like that.
Yeah, and they'll say,
just tweak it to.
You scared the Hades out of me.
Yeah, things like that. And
yeah. So it's like.
But that shows philosophy, you know. That shows that there's a culture that they live by.
Well, that wasn't. It's not like humans were saying this. It was the demigods and stuff that were saying this.
I suppose so. But then you have the demigods. Then you have their human parents who all, I hope, know about the existence of the gods, things like that. So like Percy's mum, for example.
Yeah, she knows about the gods.
She definitely knows about the gods. She's been knowing about the gods. Zeus, he's been about. Zeus has been about, even in the old myths, like Zeus was literally about mortal women. That's what he was about. Married the whole time, you know. But
there's nothing wrong with that.
If you're the king of the gods, like, come on. There should be perks. There has to be perks. Otherwise, what's the point?
I said I do like the comedy. The way the staff lady built up the nectar. She built it up, you know, the nectar that she gave them.
Oh yeah,
this thing, it's very, very rare, and and she's like $5. I literally laughed when she said that.
Do you know what? I did find this book funny. It was one of the things I actually did like about it. There was some parts that was really funny. To be fair,
funny,
I like when it was at heebie-jeebies, for example. I even skipped this by accident. Unleash the Predators is definitely not what you want to hear from the manager and establishment when you tell them you have a complaint. Like, it's poor customer service.
You know what? What I would have liked to see in that scene, and he missed the trick here. What he should have done is just made sure that as soon as I don't know what I'm trying to say, but basically, so what happened? he be turning them into babies or whatever.
Yeah,
or
like
children.
8-year-olds. Yeah.
What should have happened at that point is she should have started setting up, because she knew they were going to come back, and she knew that they were going to say, is there a complaint to management? What should have happened is that it should have been more like a chess game. So she planted that for them to go and do that, just so that she could have so she could unleash her chicken sort of thing. So it would have been nice to see if they had, set up the arena prior to it. As soon as they sent out money, because as soon as they said, oh, someone has got a complaint, money started changing hands, because people started taking bets.
Yeah, no,
so
literally.
it would have been good to see if it was made clear that he be purposefully manipulated them so that she could have that arena or whatever.
They don't want to make her too much of the villain. Remember, she was literally she's not like the antagonist of the book. She's just a character to advance the plot. They was like, let's not give her too much to do.
Well, talking of the plot, we're starting to cram bits into the story to move it along. This woman literally found the cup in Greenwich, then gave them a magic liquid to find it in one fell swoop. It's like the writer was like, shit, the book's already finished, let's get on with this. It would have been better for Ganymede to give them the nectar and let them know how it can be used. He could say, oh, listen, if to help you on the quest, take this. When you're within a mile radius, you can fling it open, boom, 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 boom. Then they could have found out that the cup's in Greenwich or wherever, and then they could use it. Because for her to say, oh, found the cup, here's the nectar, go. It's like,
why didn't Ganymede just go to her, bro? She just went to her. I did find it a little bit strange that he didn't really have anything to offer them in the way of finding his cup. Like, it's your cup. Surely you have something.
Well, they're looking for quests, so
of use.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Surely, Ganymede, you've got something.
I mean, even when they send James Bond on a mission, they give him a
do you understand what I'm saying? Q, they give him an exploding ring, something, even just a gun.
Invisible car.
Something. I can't believe they used to get away with that. Invisible cars, I can't believe they used to get away with that. But yeah, he didn't give him any. Didn't give him a picture of what it looks like. He didn't give him anything. Can't pull up a picture on your phone and be like, it looks like this. Even when someone's cat goes missing, you can put a poster on a tree or whatever. This guy literally said, go. Fine. I said Annabeth's plan was literally genius, but I did think he was a bit dumb for revealing her weakness like that. He would plan with the chick. She brought the baby chick into the thing where they was getting chased by the chickens. That was genuinely genius, and it just took ultra observance from her to remember a detail like that, or even know that it was going to be important later. Like, her brain stored it away for her later use. So maybe that's an example of the plot being too convenient.
Well, I didn't really understand it anyway. They kidnapped the chicken.
They kidnapped the chick. Yeah, remember, Hebe was like, I have to be the youngest thing in the room. I have to be. I can't be older than anybody. Like, I'm the goddess of youth. I cannot be older than anybody in this room. She likes to be the youngest. So they brought a baby, and then like her powers reacted to it or something, and then they shrank her into a baby. You don't remember that?
No, I didn't get that.
You don't remember that part?
No.
They had the chick, remember they brought the baby chick into the thing, and they shrank her down, and then they used it to make her a deal, and it was like, yeah, blink once if you agree, or like blink twice.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they did. Yeah, I didn't really get it.
I thought it was genius anyways.
Fair enough. You're still on that scene?
No, I just went back to that because I skipped over it.
I said, oh yeah, why is it that all the gods are a maximum of one train ride away? Was it too much trouble to take us to different countries? Oh, yeah,
that's, to be fair, it is. But again, they live in America. So they live. That's where literally they migrated Mount Olympus to New York. They moved it there.
Was it too much trouble to take us to different countries?
Different countries like what?
What do you mean, like what?
Different countries
to start naming them? Like what?
To go where to do the exact same things. I understand what you mean, but like, do you think it would have enhanced the?
Yeah, it would have created a creative dynamic to the story, because it doesn't make sense to have one location. It doesn't make sense when they, like, gods could be spread out all over the place. The cups could be anywhere. Why would someone steal a cup that's next door to you and then just keep it?
To be fair, I don't know how his cup got stolen in the first place. Like, how
exactly,
do you, bro? That's the one. You have one job. You have one.
It
job.
At least makes sense why the guy stole it.
Yes,
but you would destroy it, not just keep it and then give it.
If
back
you
to
can,
someone.
I assume a cup that grants immortality.
The cup wasn't even used for that.
Yeah,
the grant was not even used.
I genuinely, not one single person was granted immortality. The entire.
If this cat is so.
He knows when I record it.
As soon as we record, that's when he comes and he wants to let in. It's crazy. We work on a different schedule.
Literally, it's never the same time, but he knows.
I'm not letting him in. But yeah, if you were this guy who didn't like people being granted immortality, Ganymede is the perfect person to have the cup.
Yeah, literally.
It's not like Ganymede was giving out immortality like it's sweet.
Like sweets. He even
Why
said,
did you use that analogy? Just like we used the same analogy, like sweets. And
"Oh, it's a very well-known analogy."
Yeah, but I couldn't
giving it
say-
out to anybody.
I could have said I could give it out like a stripper. I mean, like a fuzzy. So. I could have said that. Yeah, I'm on to my last.
Okay, I put Annabeth is clearly the one with the brains of the group, and there's sort of a Hermione Granger dynamic going on where neither Percy nor Grover would still be alive without her, but she would probably be doing fine without them. And it's just, why is she not the leader of the group? Why is Percy the
She's a
leader?
girl.
But why is she not the leader?
Why does the girl have to be the smart one?
That is also true. Because they're like,
Oh, because if she's not smart, then what's the point of her?
That's basically, I feel like that's what we see in a lot of, if you're not the smart one or the funny one, you see like Run's the comedy one and Riley's the smart one. If you haven't got something and you're not the main one, you basically have no point in this trio.
No, that's not what I meant. I think if you're a girl and you're not smart, what's the point of you? 'Cause you're not strong.
Yeah, like Percy.
You know what I
Percy's
mean?
strong, so he could get by. Basically, doesn't need to be smart without powers. But Annabeth doesn't have powers like that. Like, she's Athena's daughter. She doesn't really have powers. Well, she does have the flipping magic cap that makes you invisible. She literally has the James Bond thing that makes you invisible. Literally. And I was like, how has this not been used yet? When they used it, I was literally like, I would carry this with me everywhere. It's limitless applications for this.
I thought it's interesting that a demigod who is on constant alert because he has to fight for his life at least 3 times a week, who lives the strangest, high-pressure, fast-paced lifestyle, can be sobered and stunned by the news of pregnancy.
Yeah, nah.
I want to say it's uncreative for the right to select the default reaction to hearing that somebody in your close circle is having a baby. I want to say it's uncreative, but I don't know. I mean, like, as I said, he was stunned and sobered by that. It's like, of all the things he does in his day-to-day business, I mean, babies are born every 60 seconds.
Is it? Is that actually true?
I think
More
so.
or less.
I think babies are born every 2 minutes. I think somewhere in the world, babies are born every 2 minutes. So, because he lives this fast-paced, high-pressure lifestyle, why was he... It was like a truck hit him.
It was like a truck hit, but it made sense to me. It made sense to me because I was just like, yes, it's because of all the things that he does that this is surprising, because this is normal. He doesn't have a normal life. He literally said, if anyone wants to swap with me, I'll be happy to take your life. He just wants a normal life. And that's probably the most normal thing that's happened to him. Like, yeah, pregnant. Why not? That made sense to me.
But this is the thing. Why does he want to go to college again? No. For real. He's trying to get into this college, right? This is a God's college, a special college, right?
Yeah.
For what?
Because Annabeth's going there. He's following her.
Risking his life to get this documentation to take him to college. What are you studying for? It's even more nonsensical than normal college. What are you What are you trying to learn?
What do you need? What do you even need to know?
Why aren't you answering?
What do you need to know?
Why aren't you answering?
Because what does anybody want to study at college?
No, but they didn't.
He wants to live a certain life, innit?
Yeah, but if you want to go to the college of the gods, that's not living a normal life.
Well, it's as normal as he can get because...
No, he could be a postman.
Why do you randomly be a postman?
I don't know.
Imagine if he said that at the end of the book. He said, yes, I want to be a postman. My dream job is to just deliver the post. I just want to deliver. I just wake up in the morning and walk. Not one of the postmen that drive as well. I want to be the one that walks and pushes the cart, delivers people's letters.
Not a single sex scene. That was nice.
That was nice, but again, this is a kid's book. This is for a younger audience. Let me say
I just think kids are
for a
made.
younger. Every 30 seconds, right?
So that's how long I lost.
Literally. I like that as well, simply because there's always temptation. If it's for our older readers, there's always going to be a temptation, because that's what adults are up to. That's what adults are doing basically every single day. But that's what adults are up to. Literally, sex scenes every single day. Adults is literally what they're up to. But
Honestly,
because
you get
it's
it every day.
but because it's for a younger audience, there was just, obviously they couldn't have.
Why did the elderly god? Is that his? You know, the guy who stole the cup.
Oh, Gary.
What was he the god of?
Old age.
The
god of old age.
Why did he want to wrestle?
I don't know.
Of all the things,
I did find wrestling a weird sport to choose to fight. I thought like a fight maybe, like cool, a fight. I would have been on board with that. Like yeah, maybe fight you. But he said wrestling, as in like they was bringing up the rules.
You know what?
Annabeth was bringing up the rules. She was like, oh yes, body shot, 10-point penalty or whatever. And he was taking it seriously. He was literally taking it seriously.
All right, you know what? I was gonna say like why wrestling? Why not a thumb war or something? You know.
But you want to add suspense, but you're asking to replace wrestling with a thumb war.
That's suspenseful.
Thumb wars are many things. And many things. Suspenseful?
You ain't had a proper thumb war. So. No, do you know what? There was actually a bit of philosophy in there. You know, wrestling with old age. You know, and he embraced it.
Yeah, there was. See, now you're doing an English teacher thing where they just make things up and literally be like, yes, there's philosophy in there, and it's shade of the curtains, the blues. He's sad inside.
So no, was that not by design?
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but these things are open to interpretation.
I thought it was,
these things are
definitely.
open to interpretation because like a battle of any kind would have done the same job. He ain't battling against old age, yada yada. But he even said
no, because the way he beat him was to embrace old age, not wrestle it.
That part of it was intended, but I don't know if specifically using wrestling as a sport was part of the philosophy. Maybe it was.
I thought it was all.
You think so?
Yeah, I thought it was purposefully done.
There was something that he said that actually made me laugh as well when he was like, you can't run from old age, and Grover was like, technically you can. Like, running increases your lifespan, it's like make you live longer. And he was like, shut up.
Why did he, if he's the god of old age, why did he slow his friends down?
Wait, what? If he's the what?
He's the god of old age, and he basically slowed Annabelle and Grover down so that they were moving in slow motion, isn't that extending their life?
I don't know. Maybe they're aging at the same rate, but getting places half as fast. Maybe that's what it was, like wasting time, so they're dying faster. Maybe that's literally what it was. But it's like, if you're the god of old age, what are your powers actually going to be? How amazing are they actually going to be?
God of old age, like what is that?
It's the same thing with like Hebe, you're the goddess of youth. How amazing could your powers possibly be? Like Iris, the goddess of rainbows.
Why did she could turn them back to their youth? Why couldn't didn't he turn them that
what,
turn the dial up?
Make them wither
yeah.
and die instantly. Again, this is a book for younger readers. You can't be making people age on a spot and fall apart and die on a this cat, man.
But yeah, that's literally it. I said, how dare they set themselves up for a trilogy instead of giving us 3 quests in one book?
And they even said, what was that woman's name? I forgot her name already. That sea serpent that Poseidon sent to help Percy. She even said, you know, you could have done this and this whole shit would be over, like right now. And he was like, can I do that? She was like, no, it's too late.
Exactly.
It's too late. You had to do it in advance. Why did they mention it and then not let him do it? They should have just not mentioned it.
Maybe because we would have realised that he could have done.
So he's trying to give himself plausible deniability by mentioning it. Bring it up before we can bring it up, basically. I'd put, if it wasn't for Athena, Percy and Ganymede would both be screwed. Basically, she was the hero of the story, and she actually doesn't like him.
Heroes. She
made the whole thing possible. I don't know why, like...
What, is this the girl that swam under the table?
Yeah, that's Annabeth's mum.
Yeah, didn't say anything.
It's Annabeth's mum. She hates him, by the way. She literally does not fuck with him. She was like, Annabeth, I told you about that boy, don't hang out with him. But, I just found it weird that it seemed like the writer was looking for reasons that Ganymede couldn't simply just say, I'm going to the other room for one moment.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was like, bro, forcing it. It's literally been forced. Zeus was literally like... Zeus said, you're staying here.
Yeah, that was...
And then Athena was like, yeah, Ganymede, go next room. And it was just allowed. And I was just like, so he couldn't have done that, but you could do that.
So overall, what do you think of the book?
I liked it, but again, I like the series. I like the author. I like
would you recommend it?
Yes, but I would only recommend to somebody that likes Percy Jackson because, like I said, this is a very side quest orientated novel. This is not like a thing where, yes, I enjoy this. I'm going to get into the universe as side quests. So people would have already read it.
I think if you can't recommend, and this isn't, you know, I didn't have a problem with the book. I would never go to read something like that. I don't think it's worth my time reading it. Genuinely, I don't. But there's nothing wrong with it. But what I wanted to say, if you can't recommend the book to near enough anybody, then I don't think it's a good book. So because I'll give you an example. Game of Thrones. Anyone who reads Game of Thrones, watch Game of Thrones, they'll say to you, oh, it's not really my thing, but it's great. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, if you can't just recommend it, then it's just, this writer hasn't done a good enough job, in my opinion. Maybe with the children's book, it's a little bit different. Because you're not going to...
It's also a little bit different because, like I said, it's a side quest orientated book. All of this is after the fact of Percy's basically better books, better adventures. They've all come before this, so it's a side quest oriented book for people that want more Percy Jackson.
So have you read all
basically
the books?
Enjoy it. Yeah, more or less. I think there's one I haven't read, but
so
most of them I've read.
Where does this come in then? Or not?
After literally. So,
No. I mean, in your.
Oh. No, it's definitely not one of the better ones because, like I said, he's just doing quests to get into college. There's no jeopardy. There was no jeopardy.
So basically, what you're saying is you're so emotionally invested in this story series that whatever he writes, you're going to read it.
I didn't say that because, like I said, there's one book that I haven't read. There's one book that I haven't read that came out years ago. But yeah, there was no jeopardy in the story, so it's not a case of like, would you recommend this as someone like on their first introduction to the universe? Wouldn't be a good introduction. There is no jeopardy. You're gonna feel like you're wasting your time. If you're not enjoying the journey, well, if you're enjoying the journey, then no. Who said that? It's not about that. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey.
It's about the ride.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, no, it's a side quest oriented book, and it's for people that just want to enjoy more of the universe.
Bit of nostalgia.
A bit of nostalgia. Like, what's her name? Heebie-jeebies. There you go. Yeah. So what did you rate it? I know you don't really do these out of 10 ratings. Do it out of 100. Does that make you feel better? Because you can go like 66 out of 100, for example.
I'd give it a 3 out of 1,000. No, I'd probably give it about a 3 out of 10. I'd only give it a 3 because I found it funny. If not for the humour, if not for the humour, I'd have said 2.
That's why
the whole thing don't make sense. Why does Percy want to go to college?
Do you know what? You should ask the author that. Why does Percy want to go to college? What does he want to study?
No sense.
What does he want to study? Maybe he wants to study marine biology. There you go. He's interested in the ocean, right? Maybe he wants to study marine biology.
You better go down there then. We didn't go to college for that.
Go down. Do you know? He probably knows more about the ocean than any marine biologist.
We've explored more of space than we have of the ocean.
I don't know if that's true.
We know more that listen, less of the ocean has been covered than of space.
I'm sure that's not true.
No, okay, put it this way. We know more about space than we know about the ocean.
That maybe is true.
No, there's no maybes. Listen, they can't even go to the bloody wreck of the Titanic.
How deep is it? I don't know. How deep is it?
It's 10, I don't know, it's like 10,000 metres below, whatever that means. But they bro, our technology doesn't even allow us to go down there. We know it's there. The Titan.
Where's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go?
Did you hear about the Titan?
Oh yeah, that one where they all
can't even bloody get down there.
What?
But we can go to the moon, yeah?
12,500 feet. Well, can we?
Well.
That's a whole different... yeah, apparently it's 12,500 feet down. So, that's crazy.
So, you know, we don't know anything about the ocean, so he can bloody go down there and tell us.
To be fair, he probably does know more about the ocean than any marine biologist. Like, this guy can breathe underwater, he can, like, swim at, what did he say? He could swim at, like, Mach 1 or something? I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, don't waste your time, people. This book was trash. But yeah, we need to.
I rate about 5. I thought it was funny as well. I rate
without the humour, you wasted your time.
I thought it was about a 5, but yeah, like I said, there's
you should
read some of the other ones. You should read some of the other ones. Some of the ones that have some jeopardy. We feel like it has a purpose.
Absolutely not.
He will.
Absolutely not.
He's gonna. He loved it.
But yeah, one day we'll be organised and we'll tell you what book we're reading next week, and then you can just go.
Literally.
Because it's him. He's unorganised. But yeah. Thank you. Till next time. Oh.